Hello everyone, today we'll test and taste all Aldi fast foods. There are quite a few new items: tacos, pizza, lots of snacks, McFlurry, fondue, and a little bucket of treats, very small. I have a wild story. I solved one of France's biggest mysteries. People have made YouTube videos about it for 15 years with no answer, but I found it. Let's start right away with the barbecue chicken pizza, 4.19 euros. Flavor of the year, crispy pizza. There, and it's solid. Well, it's big. Come on, let's heat it up. There, let's eat. Well, we lost all the cheese. Love the cheese. Enjoy your meal. Let's take our time. Let's taste it. Pleasant surprise, well balanced, 6 out of 10. Pairs nicely with the little peppers. Not too sweet, really nicely balanced. I'm dieting and still trying to fit my clothes. I'm making a video about this and will explain why I'm tasting it as I go. Maxi Bacon Cheeseburger, Bacotis Burger, €2.79. I couldn't find it before, but we finally have it. Looks good, right? I'm heating it up now, but I don't have the box. It's hot. Enjoy your meal, friends. Wow, the patty is still pretty small. All right, let's throw it away. See? Not bad, but too much bread. It's overwhelming. Small patty, 5 out of 10 for price and taste, but mostly just bread. I'll continue the story. You know, I've been trying to eat less, and I'm also on a bread-free diet. I'll explain all of that to you in a full detailed video because it's working well, even though it's not easy to do with the videos. So I'm washing all my clothes today and I sent them some photos. By eating less, there's less content, so I ended up taking much more. It's a bit of a vicious circle. Now, let's move to the appetizer. Marinated shrimp for €1.99 and speck ham for €2.99. It's fatty, well-oiled, and looks appetizing. Enjoy your meal, friends. New word. It looks really good. You know how much I want shrimp. Enjoy your meal. The shrimp is good, but the sauce has no taste. I mean, you can't taste the oil, nothing, it's a shame. 5 out of 10, it lacks flavor. There's a bit of vinegar. But as for this appetizer, I think it looks like there's feta in it. It's good, it's so good. You can't imagine what a treat it is when, it's not that I'm depriving myself, but I usually eat healthy meals. So, you see, this is forbidden, so I'm enjoying it on video, but I shouldn't take a month to make up for what I gained in one video. Wow, now this is really not bad. 7 out of 10. The French tacos, 4.99 euro for both. We have a barbecue sauce, it also comes in Algerian sauce. Barbecue chicken, there's also Algerian ground beef, which I unfortunately couldn't find. And so we have 2 beautiful tacos to defrost in the microwave. Come on, it's hot, it's burning. I'm cutting it in half. It's soft. Indeed, we have a mini taco, it's not bad. A bit let down by the size, but at least no guilt. Enjoy your meal. It's not bad at all. You can taste the white sauce. The barbecue, not so much. There's a bit of a tomato flavor, but it's really well done. There are fries inside like a real taco. I had already tried the beef personally. That's why I chose this version. I like the beef a bit less. It's really well done. 7 out of 10. To continue the story, the hardest part is the organization. Running a food YouTube channel means creating a lot of content and showcasing many things, but I try to organize to minimize waste. It's even tougher now that I'm trying to eat less. I created a group to give things away because everyone has their issues, some worse than others. At least I share, but it's still not easy. And you know, I can tell you one thing, the people who put out crazy food content on TikTok, I'm mainly talking about American influencers, I'm telling you, people are dumb. But really, they get away with saying, yeah, I work out for 3 hours a day, but that's not possible. I can tell you, I've been making videos for 10 years, and when you eat a lot, working out for 3 hours afterward is deadly. Honestly, it's impossible. And doing that every day without having an ounce of fat, eating 3 kilos of burgers every day, it's inhuman. I see videos, I swear, I was watching yesterday. The guy must have eaten 4 or 5 kilos of candy. Seriously, you'd die. The ham and cheese croissants for 89 cents, of course. That's a classic, a masterclass. And I don't know why, but I couldn't find them anymore. Look at this. We're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes, the ham croissants. Well, that's just amazing. They've browned nicely. This is incredible, guys. Really, it's absolute evil. It's amazing. With bechamel, 8 out of 10, really. And it gets nicely gratinate. It's really, really good. Really good. That plus a fatty tièche in the mountains is perfect. Knoppers 2, 2.39 with peanuts. I've never tried them. With peanuts, it looks really good. So it's funny because I didn't know about them. I bought some yesterday when I went shopping. Let me tell you something. I always see the commercial on TV right after I buy some. It's another trick of the invisible system. You'll get it if the book comes out. Anyway, I love anything with peanut butter. Saved. On the leg, enjoy your meal. I hope it really tastes like peanuts. It's not bad. There's a wafer with caramel and a bit of peanut butter. Wow, this is dangerous. It's really, really good. And the peanuts, 8 out of 10 really. This is a masterclass. This deserves to be more well known. Maybe you know it, but I didn't. The roasted kettle with sweet chili, 1.39, 1.39 euro. And I love kettle chips. It's kind of a copy of the English brand since there's C. The texture is good, just like kettle chips with a thicker skin. Chips are good. The seasoning's okay, but could use more depth. You need to dig deeper in the bag. I enjoy making metaphors about metaphors. So, 6 out of 10 like I said. Sorry for eating less. I had to after reflecting on my life. I'm tired of gaining 10 kilos every 3 years and then having to lose it quickly. Constantly watching what I eat is exhausting and it's hard on my digestion. As I get older, I'm seeking compromises. Now you know. Alright, next, and I'll share the mysteries. Eat for me. A 1.5 kilo flan beef flan for €1.79, the giant dessert. Rice pudding with caramel. I had to try it. Let's take a look. Oh, it doesn't look as good as in the picture. I got it just for this moment. Alright, let's unmold the mold into a mold. Ah, no, but look at the picture, how fresh they look. But look at what we actually have. I can confirm the dates are good. If you have any doubts when you see it, it's normal, I'm often offbeat. Because when I have sponsored videos, the deadlines are often pretty short, so they come out before the videos that aren't sponsored, and as a result, it throws off my schedule. It's just really ugly. Alright, let's take a little hummer. Wow, the shoe. You must be really skilled. Well, it's not great. Why? It's more like a flan than a rice cake. That is, the grains of rice are really extremely spread out. The caramel is very light, almost watery. Not great. I'll rate it 3 out of 10. It's filling and nutritious, but not impressive. That's the mystery. I had to share this with you because also, the problem with food videos compared to the survival videos we used to do is that I had a lot of things to share with you, and now it's a bit more complicated, but I'll share the diet with you. The mystery is about Cousteau, Commander Cousteau. We're comforting ourselves. 2.49, 2.4900 for the huge chocolate mousses. They look huge. And apparently there's a little wafer. Damn. It really doesn't show up in the photo. It's huge. That's really nice. Honestly, the shape is perfect. I wonder what's inside. There's a little mousse. It's light and has a wafer underneath. The marshmallow mousse isn't too sweet, so it's good and well made. They're skilled at this. I give it 7 out of 10. Very comforting as a dessert. I haven't forgotten the story. So, the mystery is about Commander Cousteau. You remember there's a legend on the internet that's been around for a long time. A mysterious story that's also a bit related to cryptozoology. I plan to tell you more next time, but I'll continue. During an exploration in Africa, he reportedly saw something underwater. They had placed a goat to film sharks. And he supposedly filmed or saw something and came back up saying he couldn't reveal it to humanity. And it's an online mystery that still lingers, and people still make videos mentioning this story. Some theories suggest it could be something unusual. You can find entire web pages about it. This occurred in Djibouti, so it would either be... There's the megalodon theory, since it would be 25 meters long. Honestly, I swear, it's incredible. Since I know the truth, I'll tell you later. Then you'll understand why. Or maybe a long-necked descendant of a marine dinosaur. Next product. Sausage brioche with sausage, Euro 3.99. I have to admit, it really intrigued me. A huge brioche hiding a sausage, and I don't get it because it looks cooked. They say to bake it for 35 to 45 minutes, which makes me more curious. Let's try it. Alright, the sausage bread. I had to let it cool because it was too hot. Let's take a look inside. Wow, the reviews are amazing, just amazing. Wow, it's beautiful. She worked hard and everything. Alright, let's take a bite. Yeah, good brioche. The sausage thing, it's not bad. It's really not bad. It's funny. You see, actually, this isn't bread. It's a kind of brioche. However, you can make it at home using bread. It's incredible. They have a kind of, sausages for boiling. The ones they use in cassoulet. Listen, it's extremely good. I can tell you, it's extremely good. It goes perfectly together. I give it a 7 out of 10 for originality. It's something I could eat in one meal, but make it at home. Make it at home. The bread quality will be much better. I didn't know about it, so I'm impressed. The story of Cousteau, what did he see? Sadly, he passed away. I'm really happy to have been able to put an end to this story. You'll understand. I have a friend, ex-friend X. Complicated, damn. Who is a nurse in Monaco. It turns out that among her patients, she has someone who used to be close to Cousteau. Very close, actually, since he was his cameraman. So he's very old. He's over 90 years old. She told me a bit about his story. He has an amazing life story, especially for that era, traveling worldwide to shoot videos. He filmed nearly all of Cousteau's videos, so I wanted to ask him for his perspective. That way, we'd finally have an answer and end the internet rumors. Is it true? What did he see? What's going on? Chocolate? 1.79, €1.79. Nutcracker. The box looked nice, so it was tempting. Chocolate has become so expensive, so it was interesting. Don't worry, the end of the story is coming. I'm going to make it last a little longer. It's nice underneath, but flat on top. Let's taste it. It looks good. I love chocolate with splashes. It's very good. This brand is nice. The Nutcracker is also very good. The shoemaker missed the O in heart. 8 out of 10 because the price is good and the chocolate is good. It's not super sweet, so that's good. In terms of taste, it's not as sweet as Milka, for example, so I'll stop. Let's move on to the fondue. €3.29. Is it good? It's 300 grams. I have to admit, I'm curious about it. Well, it smells good. I'm going to heat it up. Wow, okay, the fondue is melted. It's a little, I think for now, let's taste it. But you see, it's a bit runny anyway. That means it must be pretty fatty. Enjoy your meal, friends. I took a piece of croissant. There's not enough. It's good, but it tastes like it's watered down. It's a bit watery, you see. That's a shame. So maybe it's a bit less caloric. That's not so bad, but listen. Fondue, 5 out of 10, a little disappointed. I think you need to add a bit of cornstarch. I'm an expert. We've made a lot of recipes. I forgot the end of the story. So, she told him about this story, of course, which made him laugh a lot. It's bullshit, it's total nonsense, complete nonsense. He never saw anything at all. It's a story that was blown out of proportion, and maybe it came from a guy who wrote a book. I don't even know where it comes from. What I can tell you is that it's false and totally false. Funny enough, I learned a lot more, which I'll share with you too. The small 1 kg bucket, 4 kilos, 4.79, oh, it looks really good. So there were stacks of sauce, I got there. There was a guy with his girlfriend and he was like, but who buys that? And then I show up, bam, I'm sure he really wanted it. Here guys, we're looking at a Nutri-Score Z. Damn, what is this? I don't even know which one to take. This one is really beautiful. There's strawberry, it's all soft. This is incredible. Wait. There's mousse inside, there's cream, look at that. Look, these look like strawberry donuts. It's all soft and all foamy, it's funny. Look, there's mousse. When it stops, I'm gonna die. It's so good. Actually, it looks good, but really, it's pretty simple. In the end, it's just a wafer with mousse. I don't know how to rate this because it's good, but after you eat one, you feel like throwing up, that's it. Honestly, it's pretty good. But 6 out of 10 because it's original. You don't find this anywhere else. It's true that if you bring this for a snack, well, you impress everyone, but it's not bad. It's beautiful. Yeah, for once we have something beautiful. Continuing the story, I also learned how filming was organized back then, which interests me since I'm into video. They were pioneers at the time. The first shows all that, the organization, how it all worked, and what I'm about to tell you doesn't take away from the fact that Cousteau is still a legend. And like a lot of public figures who are very busy, it's true that for reasons of time and budget, unlike what you see in the videos where he seems to always be there on set, he actually wasn't there very often. He mainly came for the video shots, which makes sense for someone busy and well known. I'm trying not to speak badly about him because people might see it negatively, but it's like a TV host just showing up to his own show. Actually, what I said is even worse. Also, like many, he didn't write his own books, which doesn't surprise me. There are other things, but they're private, so I won't share. It doesn't matter. And I remember that at the time, there was a bit of controversy because, well, he was kind of taking credit for all his team's work, etc. So I think maybe some people didn't take it well. But actually, that's kind of how it goes with all shows, which doesn't change the fact that he's someone who did a huge amount to move things forward. And of course, maybe being very busy at the end of his career, well, maybe that's just how it was. But anyway, he didn't notice anything. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I think we can end this legend on a high note. You can see me struggling to finish this story. I'll explain. It's simple. I just don't want to make people uncomfortable since this is stuff I heard through someone else, not directly. So, I don't want it to seem like this person said something bad, you see. It's complicated to tell a story you heard from someone without asking them if you can tell it. You see, but since I'm no longer in contact, I might as well just tell you. I don't care. You need to know. It's important to know. In this case, the source is reliable. Let's move on to the wrap Fig Chef Fige Chèvre, €2.99. The combo intrigued me, but honestly, it doesn't look very good. I'll admit something to you, it was the only one left. But actually, there were plenty left. People aren't fighting over the fig goat cheese. The lettuce looks limp and barely there. Damn, that's not lettuce, it's spinach. It's spinach. Damn, I like spinach, but cooked, not raw. It's disgusting. Even if you're vegan, you wouldn't eat this. Well, obviously there's goat cheese, so it's vegetarian. 2 out of 10, really. Damn, the spinach in there, the combo might look good on paper, but no. Why did I mention 2 books earlier? Because this legend might come from a line in one of his books or from someone who wrote a book about him, though I'm not sure of its origin. And so, since he used someone, like everyone does, you know, I mean, all politicians use someone, for example, to write books. It's impossible to have the time. As someone who's written a book, I'm telling you, I've been working on it for a year, I can't make progress, I'm fed up, I'm going to lose it. I started the idea a year ago. That means the categories, the stuff, plus I have a cool job, it's nobody. All the people who write books, they don't actually write, it's impossible. Except for real authors. Pizza Romanella, 2 Romanella, Euro 2.99. That was really the best one. It's solid. Let's heat it up. Come on, let's look at this pizza. It's very beautiful. It's better than the other one. It's true that these ones are good. This one, wow, because the cheese looks creamy. Come on, let's taste it. It's a bit wrinkled. I let it sit for a bit. I have to say, I took a little break. I think I've tasted one like this before. The only problem is it's extremely salty. I had a similar issue before. It's a shame because it's good, but the speck, cheese and olives are all very salty, like a salt concentrate. 5 out of 10 because of that. Unfortunately, it's way too much salt for a whole pizza. So I was interested to see if back then the way they filmed shows was different or not, how they did it. Because I remember watching those with my grandfather. After being in videos myself, I wondered, especially with animal documentaries, how complicated it is to film the species you want. First, you have to track it down. You have to be able to find it, to film it. Sometimes it takes months to make a full episode, you see. And of course, when you're the star of the show, well, you're everywhere. You have a ton of things to do. So, I wasn't surprised to hear he was rarely on set. It's similar today, especially with many American shows. It's really the team that does most of the work. Triple artisanal sausage, Euro 4.49 with pork, black sausage, and chorizo. I'm just saying anything, but it actually said pure pork. Actually, it's plain. Sausage is getting really expensive, so I thought it was interesting. My knife doesn't cut, so it's tough. It's really fatty. Look at this, guys. That's beautiful. There it is, my stomach is tingling. Let's start with the classic sausage. So one thing I really like is that it's nice and dry. No, it's with walnut. Look, there's walnut in it. You can't taste the walnut at all. The walnut is just for decoration, but the sausage is well made. Nice and dry, which I like. It's good since greasy, cheap sausage is the worst. The chorizo. Same, it's well made. We're finding good stuff, including the plain one. I was craving sausage, everything that's not made. Very good. A nice surprise at this price. Aspira is worth it. 7 out of 10 well made with flavor. You can find more refined options for more money, but this is a great value for quality, price and quantity. Butter chicken, 2.49 euros. I love rice boxes. Is it good? If I remember right, we tried the other one that was with green curry. It smells good. Those old mixes, I love rice boxes. Wow, that's brilliant. I've solved another mystery and wanted to share it since we're making mystery videos. I've wanted to make a video on this for a while. It's a bonus since it's not about food, but I'll explain it. I think that by the end of the video, we'll have the main points. There's been a mysterious beast in the Alps for a long time. I'll explain to you why there's a certain logic to it being a real animal. I've heard reports near where I film in the mountains, which interests me. Anyway, enjoy your meal. Is this butter good? That's really not bad. That goes down very well. That really goes down very well. The butter chicken is slightly sweet. Yeah, that really goes down very well. Listen, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because as a quick dish, it goes down smooth like cream. So, the story is simple. On the French, Swiss-German and Swiss-Italian borders, there have been sightings for a very long time, but they've been happening since the 1970s and 80s. And it's possible that as a result, the species is extinct. It's a legendary animal that in France is called the ver à pattes, in Germany the tatzelworm, and on the Italian side, I don't know. The strange thing about this is that there are 3 different names. Legends usually use the same name in translation, but here there are 3 different names. That first made me think it might be true, especially with many eyewitness accounts. When you look back at history, even though it's very rare, all the eyewitness accounts match up. You'll see later, I'll explain it to you. The strawberry spread, Euro 2.29 with a duo chocolate, that intrigued me. I absolutely had to try it. The size is very good. It smells good. A little treat without feeling too guilty. Alright, let's eat and I'll continue my story at the same time. I'm going to taste it. There are little crunchy bits, it seems. In the back. This is the ultimate guilty pleasure. Extremely good. The strawberry might be a bit too strong. A crispy strawberry is overwhelming but tasty and original. She did well. It's good. I'd rate it 7 out of 10 since it's so overwhelming. The problem with these mysteries is they're old, so you must separate truth from falsehood. Looking at the photos, things went completely off the rails. Instead of making a video, I'll sum up, I used AI to gather all the testimonies to examine details and patterns. If it's a real animal, it has real habits and behavior. So the photos, there's that, because in some testimonies, people said it had a cat's head. But actually, it's nothing like that when you look at all the testimonies. There was a hoax in the 80s about this, which was entirely fake, a photo hoax that further harmed the truth. Based on testimonies, this is the closest representation. Look at the photo at the bottom, that kind of big thing. And how do I know? Because I've studied everything, and I'm going to explain to you what kind of animal it is. Chocolate eclairs, 2.29 euros. Listen, I never usually find them, so I jumped on it. They go very fast. The eclairs to chew. Just so you know, I took 2 boxes, because I told myself, last night, I really wanted eclairs. I thought, I'm going to be too tempted. So, you never know, you have to make sure for the video. I was afraid I'd eat them before. Enjoy. So, are these eclairs good? I'm a huge fan of eclairs. I buy them at the supermarket. I know it's not good. Of course, they're not as good as at the bakery, but these ones are particularly not great compared to other supermarkets. Let's compare what's comparable. They're very runny, very soft. There doesn't seem to be much chocolate. I'm disappointed. Why did I buy 2 boxes? It's easy to eat and worth the price, but it's extremely soft. Too soft. I rate it 3 out of 10. Disappointed. Ignore the cat face. Many reviews mentioned it. We won't forget, these are testimonies from the 1900s and beyond. That was a long time ago. Until the 1970s, people who saw a lynx believed it was a canid, part of the dog family. What made people say it had a cat's head, I think, were the glowing eyes at night, and especially a face, if you can call it a face. That was a bit round. The most interesting characteristics are that it's an extremely well camouflaged animal. That is, in almost all accounts, people didn't see it in advance because it looked like a tree trunk. Even a forest ranger sat on it before noticing. Picture something well camouflaged that looks like a tree trunk but is actually alive. Investigating this is tough. Let's keep going. I'll finish the story at the end. We have, my friends, a ready-made meal for 2.49 euros. Let me tell you 2 things that made me laugh. The finesse, a dish based on rice, which isn't a very refined title since we have a totally random title. They didn't know what to put, so they just wrote dish based on rice. So there's a little bit of mystery to it. Whoa, it already looks nothing like the picture. There's a lot of sauce, but it smells good. I'll taste this rice dish and finish the story, or I'll get confused. Rice dish. It's pretty acidic. Basically, they made a chili con carne. They thought, damn, we're out of tortillas. Let's use rice instead. And some leftover merguez sausage. Or it's ground meat, I'm not sure what kind. Me, I would have called it something like, I don't know, Rick Creole in that style, you see. It's not bad, it's just that the tomato sauce is very acidic. It's a bit of a shame, but with rice, actually served over rice, it works. But there's already rice in it, so I don't get it. If they had made the sauce without the rice, we could have put it on rice. It would have been perfect. Here, we're just eating sauce. 4 out of 10 if you like eating sauce. And that's the end of the story. Eloa's head serves me pasta resembling a tree trunk. Interesting. Others have seen it come from tree stumps too. So, there's a tree camouflage, so something that lives a bit like a tree. We're not very far along, but you'll understand. What's interesting is that there's a certain logic in the reduction of testimonies that suggests the species may have disappeared not long ago, or at least that it's really extinct. And so, it's interesting to look for it, well, maybe to protect it. If it still exists, otherwise we've missed it. It's the last chance, you see. Without telling you everything, there are places where it was seen not very long ago. I'd like to see those places to really understand things and do a full report on it. So I'll keep going to tell you about the lead I have. Back then, I was interested in it. I thought it was more of a cave dwelling thing, you know, living in caves and stuff like that, but not at all. By putting everything together with AI, some patterns start to appear. For example, well, first of all, sightings are extremely rare, but when they do happen, it's during the summer. Very often in the evening or at night, at dusk for example, after a heavy rain or when there's fog, which makes it even more mysterious. What really disturbed me in the reports is that it's a creature that, to defend itself, jumps. Apparently it's something that can jump high. Strangely, it's a big worm shaped like a trunk with only 2 front legs. We've never seen anything like it. So some people look for things like that in Latin America because you have a kind of lizard snake that only has 2 front legs, but that's not it at all. I'll explain it very simply. What's important is the fog after the rain. This animal only appears during high humidity and at night. I believe my theory is the most accurate. So that's why I was telling you, after reviewing all the testimonies, and since it resembles the photo, I think we have some kind of giant salamander in Europe. That explains all the testimonies which may have vanished. As for its rarity, I've only seen 1 salamander in my life. In the mountains, even though there are so many, it's hard to see them, and it was actually after a rain, and I saw it because it fell into the fountain and couldn't get out. Yet, I've never found any dead ones in the fountain when it empties a bit in the summer during droughts. It happens, but it's rare, but I had never seen one. So I looked into giant salamanders. Maybe we have something, you see, that stays underground or in tree stumps, or at least under the earth. Something quite slow that only comes out when there's water, kind of like salamanders. Knowing that many sightings are also reported along riverbanks, and we have no known species of giant salamanders in Europe. Just so you know, there are some in Asia, for example. We'll explore this theory further, and I think I'm on the right track. That would explain a lot. An animal that stays buried, maybe for years, and only comes out once in a blue moon when it rains. Maybe because summer is also the breeding season. We need to push further and visit the places where they've spotted them. It's the only animal that fits all the testimonies and the climate. Because the ones from China and Japan are more, if I'm not mistaken, aquatic. They also have a rainier climate, so it's possible that we have one that's more terrestrial. You see, that's intriguing. I hope we'll find it one day. An animal that you only see when there's fog at night or when it's very humid. It can only be a salamander. And given the descriptions of this massive thing that looks like a tree trunk, for me, it can only be a giant salamander. But we'll explore this in more detail in a video one day, I hope. It's intriguing because this animal is known for being aggressive and in popular imagination, not actual accounts, for having supposedly deadly venom. The guys who did research on this back in the day say that's where the idea of the dragon comes from, but honestly they really went off the rails, like way too far. Sorry, but when you just stick to the facts, I think it's like with all animals, if they're real. I think it's something you shouldn't corner like, well, like a viper, you know, you just shouldn't step on it. Choco biscuit, €3.49 in black and white. I think this is going to be really, really good. There are a lot of them. So, what is this? I thought we had a giant bar. We have little bars. Wow, damn, there are way too many. It's huge. How much is there? Damn, 300 grams, that's fine. It's... So this is intense. There's a little biscuit inside that's a bit like an Oreo. There's milk, you know, like in Kinder. It feels very much like Kinder, kinda with a bit of Oreo. It's a shame. It's extremely sweet, so you can't... It's good. You can't eat a lot of it, but it's extremely tasty. Listen, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's really, really indulgent. Aligot with fresh Tommy cheese, €3.49. We tried the one from Picard last time, which was really good, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. You make it in the microwave, 2 minutes, mix it well, and put it back for another 2 minutes. Come on, I love aligot, it's hot. Honestly, the guy who invented this is a genius. The texture is incredible. So, it's just mashed potatoes and cheese, but it's amazing. Is it good? I'm sorry. It's not great, it's lacking flavor. The last one we tried was from Picard. It was amazing compared to this one. This is very bland. Actually, the potatoes have no taste. I think that's the problem. The cheese, not so much, I think. Actually, there's no taste, it's neutral. It's a shame compared to other aligot. I think it's a pity, it's not. I'm going to be harsh, but it doesn't do justice to the dish. First timers might think, yeah, aligot, I'm not feeling it, but it's not. But it's actually amazing. Still, I rate it 3 out of 10. I'm disappointed by the taste. I suggest you try the one from Picard instead. I don't recall the price. It may cost more, but it was worth it. Since it was frozen, it keeps well. Let's end on a high note with some Glass 2 ice creams for €2.99. It's similar to McFlurry with M&M's or Smarties. There are 3 versions, a crunchy brownie, a speculoos, and another. I almost chose the speculoos. They're much smaller, with 3 per box. It's cute and nice with lots of chocolate. I think it'll be great. To end this mystery video, let's discuss the book. I'd like to start now. Sorry for the delay. I think I've talked to you about it in other videos, and actually I've filmed other videos, but this one will come out a little earlier. So I think I've mentioned it to you as well, but it's okay. I'll explain it better here. Forget what I said after or before. Is that okay? The The Smarties aren't good, so there aren't any inside. I'm a bit disappointed, but ice cream feels good. It's really very sweet though. What a rip-off. Bastards. Look inside, I don't know if you can see, but actually all the marble chocolate is only on the edge. That means in the center, there's absolutely nothing. Really, there's just a thin little layer on the edge, there's nothing inside. I'm so disappointed. It's still really good. Third mystery, the book. I've made extremely important discoveries for humanity, if I can put it that way. So it takes time, but I don't care. Even if it comes out in a year actually, it's so important that everything has to be perfect. This isn't the kind of thing I can release imperfectly because it's complicated stuff. And the thing is, I'd rather tell you a bit about it because what freaks me out is that I think there are other people working on these discoveries too. I see a lot of articles coming out right now because these are discoveries that are obviously boosted by AI and analytical capabilities. It's a topic that's extremely popular right now in Silicon Valley in the United States, and everyone is thinking about it. Damn, I lost the ice. I'll show you an example of an article because I don't want to tell you too much. Well, I can't either. For example, I'll show you the title. It's right here. Pause to read it. The guy's at Oxford University, so an invisible structure. I have the universe, that chance doesn't exist, all these things. It turns out that there are quite a few articles and that something is emerging. You should know that all these people who are extremely knowledgeable about quantum physics, unlike me since I don't have any degree in that at all, they're PhD students, guys who have spent their lives studying this. Maybe that's why our approaches differ. I hope so, since I don't want to repeat others' discoveries. Just know they're considering this too. You should know that I'm at the stage where I've already written all the rules. I pushed my brain to 300. I think I've never thought this much in my life. That's also why I'm extremely tired. I need to release this, but it must be perfect. However, since I'm not a quantum physics PhD student, it doesn't have to be, and everyone should understand it. The book is complex because it has 2 or 3 reading levels, and the words' meanings are crucial, since they can be interpreted in many ways, which can lead to contradictions. So that's really why I'm racking my brain. I'll show you something because, of course, my friends send me things and I send things too. You should know that back in '94, there was a guy who tried to do what I did. He said he had found the code of reality, he disappeared. So, if I disappear, you've come across this article. Look, pause it. The thing is, I actually wrote the rules myself, so that's what's interesting. But at the same time, it's something that's a bit hard to balance. You see why I don't get into simple stuff. But it's really interesting. I like it, but it's exhausting. It's really interesting, but also a dangerous book. That's what makes it more intriguing. We'll see about that soon. Still, I got so bored. It's good because we can make a video showing every step of writing a book from start to publication, since I'm doing it all myself. Right now, I'm in the boring parts. It's all the layout stuff, all that, that's not really my thing. You see, but hey, I'm learning. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. But you see, I really stress out about this sometimes, so tell me what you think. It's honestly a really silly thing. Actually, I was also thinking about releasing an international English version of the book, but you see, it's always adding more work. I could do that later. I thought about it again because actually I was telling myself, actually, this book is going to be such a masterclass that there's a guy who's probably going to take it, translate it, and steal the whole thing from me internationally. And you'll tell me with AI today, it's easy to translate. But actually, not at all, even though I have family members who are bilingual. I speak English well, though I sometimes use a French accent on purpose in videos. That's thanks to the girls on vacation and living in Nice. But translating is a real craft, because even with someone who is perfectly bilingual, meaning someone who grew up speaking another language, even when using AI to save time, it's still difficult. Actually, the meaning of words is so complex and so important in this kind of book that I'm not convinced AI can really understand the meaning of the words. And it can be complex because these are books that can be read on several levels. Like I said, you understand things at the end of the book and not always while reading it. But the problem is, if I don't release anything, someone else will release something first. So the problem is the same. Maybe I should release it in French first, then translate it later. Who cares? I'm just a guy doing tastings on YouTube. Maybe no one will read it anyway. No, I honestly think this is the kind of book that could really open doors for some people. Like those in quantum physics, for example, who have the abilities and knowledge that I don't have to apply this in real life and actually demonstrate it. And know that I'm not done, because I could make it a trilogy, since there are even higher levels that I already thought about while writing the first one. And just so you know, I hate writing. That's the paradox. I don't know why I'm getting into this, but hey, it's still cool. You have to push yourself in life and try things outside your comfort zone. This video ended up longer than I planned, but I enjoyed talking to you. Thanks, and eat something nice and fatty. Treat yourself, get some good groceries, and subscribe for the rest of these stories, which will be coming soon, I hope. See you soon. Bye.